What's up, everybody, and welcome to ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. I'm Drew Mosley, that's Scott Savage, and you can join us at InsideTheGame.ca, YouTube at Inside the Game Official, podcast services, thanks to our friends at Fired Up Network, all 212 platforms, and of course, those beautiful TV streaming platforms around the globe. Talking about Amazon Prime, Samsung Plus, Jinx Esports TV, ESTV, and a whole lot more. Scott, we got a whole lot to talk about today. What do you have on the show?
That's right, Starfield has gone gold.
Woo!
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 leaks just ahead of the actual official reveal. PlayStation Plus adds classic games, and Hyenas gameplay teaser has us talking.
Oh man, lots to talk about. So let's start talking. Scott, at this point, dude, it is only weeks away. Starfield has finally gone gold, and preloads start today on Xbox. Bethesda's sci-fi RPG will be released in September following a couple of delays. Tom Ivan over at VGC. Bethesda has announced that Starfield has gone gold ahead of its release next month. This indicates that the main development of the game has been completed and that it's ready to move to the manufacturing stage. It's getting ready, Scott. We are like so close. So close to getting onto. Do you think this is Xbox's biggest game? Obviously the most important game of the year, coming up from Redfall and the downslide and failure of that title. There's a lot riding on Bethesda right now with Starfield. Is it the biggest game for Xbox around? Does it outdo Halo?
I think that's the big elephant in the room as well. Halo's not the great it once was, although it is a lot better, I have to admit. I was playing it a little bit recently, and it's not what it was at launch, but it's still, it's kind of tarnished the 100% quality guarantee that Xbox liked to advertise. So I think Starfield stands to be either, I don't want to say a nail in the coffin because that's being way too dramatic, but it could either be a real blemish or a real magnum opus, and I'm hoping for the latter.
Absolutely. Let's continue on with Tom's article. We'll get back to discussing a bit more, as Bethesda has also confirmed that players will be able to preload the game on Xbox Series X and S starting today on August 17th and on Steam on August 30th.
Oh.
What? That's weird. Starfield was originally scheduled to be released last November, but in May of 2022, the game was delayed for the first half of 2023. Bethesda announced a further delay this March, with Starfield now set to release on September 6, 2023. Several editions of Starfield will be available, of course. The $70 standard version, which includes the base game, will also be available via Xbox Game Pass for console and PC. Don't forget, though, if you want the digital premium and the $300 Constellation Edition, well, that's available too, Scott.
Yeah, that's a big one, but this does stand to be the largest release of the year. Maybe we'll see if Insomniac has anything to do with that.
Well, yeah, with Spider-Man 2 just coming up around the corner, like we've been talking about it now leading up as we kind of get to the last half of the year, and things have only been getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Some haven't all hit, right? We just reviewed Atlas Fallen, and it was kind of met with mixed reactions. It's not game of the year discussion, unfortunately, but it's a solid game. But then you get into Bethesda's other title, we talked about with Redfall, and the unfortunate circumstances of that game and where that studio with them and Arcane had taken that game just didn't really click with anybody. So when it comes to taking a look now at Xbox, what do they have this year? They have Forza. Forza's coming, right? It's just around the corner. Forza Motorsport is just around the corner this year. But that's a staple that just seems to hit. Turn 10 does it every time, and it's just another great game. If you're into that sim racing, Forza Motorsport is the way to go, right? There's no question about that. But I feel like that's a bit of a niche genre in a sense.
Yeah, I'm thinking, I wonder how many new players are pulled in each year. I'm sure there's some, but it seems to be kind of, it's for car guys.
Yep, absolutely. Dude, they're like the nuts and bolts of it all, right? All the gears and the things you can change and shift, this, that, and the other. It's just fine-tuning so you can get that perfect lap is what the Motorsport series is all about. Now we get into the rest of the year and what else Xbox has on the table, it's Starfield, right? Like a lot is riding on. Now that it's gone gold, you can then preload it starting today, except if you're on Steam.
Yeah, that's. I wonder if that has
Dude.
something. The Steam's process, their onboarding process, must have something to do with that.
Yeah, so we haven't received codes yet. Nobody else has in the industry either, which then begs us to differ. Either A, Bethesda's real confident in what they have, and we're going to get it on day one. When you preload, if you pre-order the game, you actually get it 5 days early and have access to the game on September 1st, not on the official release date on September 6th. Does that mean the rest of the media jumps in the same day as everybody else? Or the other scenario, which we've seen in the past as well from the media side, is that you don't get the game until launch because the game is just bad, and the devs don't want you to be talking about how bad the game is because they want it to sell. I think, Scott, this is the other way around. We still have time to get codes, like that's still possible. There's no way of actually knowing until they arrive in my inbox, and then we're all set, ready to go, and everybody else around the media. But at the same time, it does kind of bring up a bit of a worrisome when you're on our side of the industry going, not only us, but other outlets I know of and speak with have yet to see their codes arrive too. So how does that really look? Now that it's gone gold, like they're ready, dude. Ship the game and let us get our hands on it. I know I'm just excited as everybody else. I can't wait to be there either. I'm curious as to when we're gonna get them, if we get them, or are we there with like everybody else and they go like, you know what, this is gonna be a solid game. It's like, here's God of War. We had God of War early. Horizon, I'll be behind the scenes, dude. We had that game for a month before it even released, right?
Even Elden Ring way back in the day too.
Yeah, exactly. Like
way back. Listen to me.
Well, yeah, we're fortunate on this side to be able to do what we do, and we love what we do. We couldn't do it without you guys who watch our shows, and then we couldn't do it without the PR companies that we work with on a regular basis, a daily basis, and we owe a lot to them as well, right? None of this is taken for granted, and I'm not saying we're owed a code. It's not how that works. It's not how our industry works. But at the same time, so we've seen the delays of receiving these codes, and sometimes they're there for a reason. So we kind of wonder.
Even if we weren't to get a code, I would like to see other outlets. Maybe you can't broadcast that you have a code. Maybe that's a rule I'm not so familiar with. But I've seen a lot of speculation online. Did this person get it? Are these hints? People are really going behind the scenes to try and dig any sort of little scrap. But that's because it's so worrisome, like you say. I think in this case it is a solid put together package, and I'm gonna remain hopeful until I see otherwise.
No, absolutely, right? We can only hope and dream. Now with the power of the support of Xbox, we can get past, we talked about just the other day, the Bethesda jank, right? And we're just so used to it, but yet it's so old and so not necessary.
I'm wondering if that has something to do with this, because the first reaction might be, oh, it's Bethesda junk, and then that's not what you want to do in a marketing sense.
Not at all. No. You want to be able to push and say, hey, this is a solid game. Dude, I guarantee day one patch, right? Like it's just, here's the game. Now download the patch and away you go. I can't wait to get into it. I know everybody else can't wait to get into it. There's a lot to unpack within this game. We're going to be playing this for not only the month of September, but dude, I bet you this leads us right into the Christmas holidays and beyond.
I hope I have years of play out of this game, just like I have with Fallout games. I still return to them sometimes, and I hope this is no different. The download being available, I'm going to have to start it, and, well, my internet's not very good. Maybe I'll be ready.
Maybe you'll be ready by September 1st.
By launch.
Dude, I can't wait. I'm going to jump into it. We'll get things preloaded, pre-ready to go, and be all set for when the day comes. But yeah, so right now, Xbox players, get ready. You can preload the game, and everybody else on Steam, you got to wait till the 30th. Scott, topic number 2 is coming up on today's show as well with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, the first Modern Warfare to have zombies, includes classic Modern Warfare 2 maps, and a whole lot more. Wesley Yinpool over at IGN had this to say: Call of Duty fans are unearthing new information on Modern Warfare 3 via secret mobile number confirming zombies mode and a remake of the classic Modern Warfare 2 maps. Interesting how this works. This is funny. I like this how somebody unpacked this little Easter egg. Scott, this is how it goes down. Call of Duty YouTuber Mr. Delac JD tweeted to show how texting the word zombie to the number spotted in the Modern Warfare 3 reveal trailer sparks a reply with the zombie emoji and a link to a zombie audio file hosted by Activision's website. Breaking. Hashtag MW3 zombies is officially confirmed. Texting the unknown caller zombies gives you a link to a secret sound file on Activision's website. Modern Warfare 3 is the first Modern Warfare game to include zombie mode, as until now, developer Infinity Ward has focused on Spec Ops mode for PvE, leaving zombies a Treyarch Black Ops sub-brand. Scott, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it is strange to see that in the Modern Warfare setting, but I think that's, well, really, why not? It's always a welcome addition for me. I love the zombies mode.
I think it's a welcome addition for fans in general, right? I think fans have been asking for it. Where is the zombies mode? Bring it back. And I wonder if that's one of the iterations why they're bringing it back, because they've heard the feedback. And this is great to hear, right? Because it is the feedback that lets us know that the developers are listening to the fans to say, hey, we hear you, we're going to bring this back. And it's no slouch of a mode either. Zombies, man, has been going around for a long time. And I'm curious, what are they going to change?
That's what draws the question. Yeah, what are they going to change this time around? Because it's kind of gotten bigger and bigger and bigger, and the last two iterations of zombies, I think, were not very well received at all. So I'm sort of hoping that if this is a return to the old form, I hope the zombies get scaled down. It's a strange thing to say, but absolutely. I want the old classics.
Yeah, zombie fans are now wondering how the mode works in Modern Warfare 3 and are hoping for a focus on classic round-based zombies fun. Kind of like a horde
Precisely.
Mode, right? Yeah.
Precisely what I was thinking.
Yeah, absolutely. There's more details too, as the most expensive Modern Warfare 3 edition will be named the Vault Edition and include campaign early access, early beta access, 2 new weapon vaults, a new soap operator pack, Black Cell with 50 battle pass tier skips. Scott, this also comes way of Charlie Intel. More details about the beta weekend 1 for PS4, PS5 on October 6th to the 10th. The beta weekend number 2 comes up for PlayStations, Xboxes, and PC on October 12th to the 16th. Campaign early access for Xboxes, PlayStations, PC is November 2nd, and then the full release is November 10th, with the Season 1 launch to launch on the new Warzone map on December 5th. Dude, there's a lot of Warzone, a lot of Call of Duty. There's just a whole lot of stuff going on. Man, oh man.
Yeah, I'm wondering the idea of all these old classic maps brought into the future. I don't know if I'm really appreciative of that, because it's kind of the opposite of the zombies situation for me. I want to see new iterations, new maps. I've played a little bit of the Black Ops Cold War with my brother, and recently that is, and there's the old throwback maps have been drip fed into that game, and they're really good. So I'm kind of torn. I'm not sure if Call of Duty can do wrong in this case, but well, I'm thinking back to the old maps. High Rise would be nice.
Do you think Modern Warfare 3 this year will do as well as Modern Warfare 2 last year? Don't forget those numbers in 3 days hit 800,000, right, in sales, which was just massive, and then reached 1 billion within the first 10 days. So like, it's a juggernaut of influx of money coming around. But is that something you expect to see with Modern Warfare 3, or are people like, this is cool, but I don't know if I'll jump in?
Well, Modern Warfare 2 experienced that because it was it hit the nostalgia button. Yeah. Oh yeah, that game from when I was in high school. And so of course everybody my generation bought it and loved it. But I think we're going to see that with Modern Warfare 3 as well. I have the unpopular opinion in the case of the old Modern Warfare 3. I don't like that game when it initially launched. 2 was much better, and I'd love to have that conversation further, but I'm hoping that we're in a whole new era now. It's not going to be the Modern Warfare 3 that I remember. So I'm going to give it a new chance, open mind.
Absolutely, right? Like, it is an old game, but yet a new game, stepping over into today's tech when we get into the latest gen consoles and stuff like that. So coming off of Modern Warfare 2 last year, and that campaign was like incredible. It really was well done. Again, though, it's funny. It's one of those things we talk about. Call of Duty, never in the Game of the Year discussion. Never.
Yeah, interestingly enough. Drew, this next topic is a little bit, well, I was going to say it's more for me than you, but I need a PlayStation. In any case, PlayStation Plus looks set to add classic Tekken and Soul Calibur games to the system. This is 2 Bandai Namco fighters that have been rated for the PlayStation 4 and 5, and Tom Ivan tells us a little bit more. The Taiwanese rating boards have seemingly revealed the identity of two upcoming PlayStation Plus classic titles. Those rating boards, how they always give it away. As spotted by Gamatsu, the country's classification body has rated Bandai Namco fighters Tekken 6 and Soul Calibur Broken Destiny for PlayStation 5 and 4. The former was released for PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and PSP. Flashback.
Yep.
In 2009, while the latter was released for Sony's handheld in the same year. It's assumed that the new ratings mean the games will be released as part of PlayStation Plus catalogs, or Classics catalog rather. This library of games, which includes hundreds of titles from the original PlayStation, PS2, PS3, and PSP, is available to PlayStation Plus Premium subscribers. Tekken 8 was announced last year and is currently in development for PS5, Xbox Series consoles, and PC. The game's character roster appears to have been potentially leaked via a closed network test last month. Lots of leaks coming from Bandai Namco.
Oh yeah.
2018's Soul Calibur 6 was the last entry in the series. Love it. And Bandai Namco hasn't revealed plans for a potential successor. Its predecessor was delisted from digital stores in June. Yeah, there's too much delisting going on. That's a aside for another day. August's PlayStation Plus gaming catalog and classic titles were made available to subscribers on Tuesday. This month's new releases include Lost Judgment, Sea of Stars, Cursed to Gulf, and Moving Out 2. August's additions to the classic catalog were Medieval Resurrection, Ape Escape on the Loose, there's a fun game, and Pursuit Force Extreme Justice. So to see a Soul Calibur game be pulled out of the ether and brought into the PlayStation catalog, I'm a fan. I don't know what this means for greater Soul Calibur. I can only hope it's to inspire some sort of fan reaction, and hopefully somebody's listening at Bandai Namco, because I really, really want new Soul Calibur.
Yeah, it really comes off the heels of like game preservation, right? I think that's kind of where this lies. I think it's a nice touch. I'll be honest, I have the top tier for PlayStation Plus. I'm not gonna play it. Like, that's just, how many people are actually gonna go in and play this thing is my question. Does this, like you say though, line up for another Soul Calibur? Scott, when's the last time we saw Soul Calibur?
I don't remember when it was actually released, but Soul Calibur 6, it must be at least 2 years old now. I want to say 3.
Oh, man. I was gonna say older than that, right? I want to say it's closer to 3, but you never know. Time flies around here. You just can't keep up. Tekken 6, though, man, we got Tekken 8 on the horizon here. Probably no official release date on Tekken 8, but I'm thinking early next year, maybe. Right now, I don't think Tekken wants to jump into the ring with Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. Like, just move out the way, right? Like, you don't want to fight with those. That was not intended. You don't want to go up against those two juggernauts right now. Where I feel Street Fighter, the conversation right now in the fighting genre for the industry really is focused on Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. And then you get into some of these lesser knowns, but there's a bunch of them, right? When you go to EVO, that's one of the best fighting tournaments around, where they have a wide variety of games. Tekken is there. Dude, I'm an old school Tekken, like Tekken 2 back in the day. Tekken Tag was there. Like, I was in. I was in heavy for Tekken, and I had a great time on my PS2 playing that. Man, PS2. Whew.
PS2.
Wow.
I had the GameCube and Soul Calibur 2, and that's where I fell in love with the series. It just grew from there.
It's awesome, right? To see that lineage then carried over, I like to see it. It is nice to have it here. If you do have that nostalgia, just jump back in, hang out for a little bit, have a little couch co-op battle, and then probably bounce out and wait for the next one. Tekken 8, I don't know, man, if I'm going to jump into that. I'm so heavily invested now in the world of Mortal Kombat. I've followed Mortal Kombat from day one. And now with Mortal Kombat 1, literally 1, starting all over again, like, that's my fighting game today. And that's what I'm looking forward to. But again, game preservation is always nice. I think that's important. It's nice to know our history and where it came from. And we're starting to see a lot of them, like Ubisoft's shutting down servers here or there. We talk on it once in a while as things kind of pop up. And what happens then to that IP? What happens to that game? People will never... This is why you get collectors, right? Where they go in and they buy discs, because they know we'll just never have this again. Everything going digital has its weaknesses, and sometimes it leans over to something along this line.
It's something that is strange, because even I think back, you can't get Warcraft 2 right now.
Yeah, right?
It's just gone. So if you really want these things, Soul Calibur being delisted, if you really want these things, you do have to put out the money and get them.
Absolutely. So here it is. Let us know over on Twitter. Anybody going to try these games out? The official ITG. Scott, Hyena gets a new gameplay trailer ahead of a closed beta. Tanner Deadman over at comicbook.com. The new extraction shooter Hyenas from Creative Assembly and Sega is getting a closed beta soon. Dude, I can't help it. Every time I see Sega, it's old school, man. It's the way it goes. Beta as soon, as well as hands-on opportunity for those who are planning on attending Gamescom. But for those who won't be something a bit sooner, you're in luck. The creators of Hyenas put out a new gameplay trailer just yesterday to show off more of the game and its unique characters known themselves as hyenas. As for the game itself, Hyenas still does not yet have a set release date, but will at least be playable again soon enough. Creative Assembly's new gameplay trailer for Hyenas can be seen on our actual show right now. For reference, the game's been playable periodically in some early tests to gauge players' responses and for players to feel out how it stacks up against other extraction games like Escape from Tarkov and Marauders. Dude, I don't think it stands a chance against those.
Oh, I don't know if anybody can hold a candle to Tarkov. That's the be-all, end-all, I think.
Absolutely. So we've seen the trailer. Scott, you watched the trailer?
Yep. And it was... Well, first of all, I was a little disappointed to learn these are not actually hyenas fighting.
It's the animals.
Yeah, I've seen Animal Battle Royale. It could have been interesting, but no, you're not wrong though. And the speculation, will this stand next to these other similar extraction shooters? I was a big fan of Scavengers.
Yeah,
and that is no longer online anymore. It did not live. And
no,
we talked about this a couple times off camera here, but Deceive Inc. comes up occasionally whenever this subgenre is, and that one just did not land with me at all. It was a complete miss, and I have fear that this might be the same.
Scott, September is getting here, which means there's going to be a ton of games, so you might want to get out ahead and get these ones. What do we have today?
That is not a small day for releases, that is to be sure. There's Vampire Survivors finally on the Switch. I'm a big fan myself. There's Light Edge on PC, Book of Hours on PC, Chrome Wolf on PC and Switch. That one looks nice. There's Shadow Gambit, The Cursed Crew on PC, Xboxes, and PlayStation 5. And I think you liked that one a little bit.
A little bit. You should check out a review. I'll tell you all about it.
We have Red Dead Redemption again. This is on PlayStation 4 and Switch, and it is, set the internet on fire.
Sure did.
Quantum Recharged is on PC, PlayStation 4, 5, Xbox One, XS, and the Switch. And Shinobi Non Grata is on PlayStation 4, 5, Xboxes, and Switch. And that one looks interesting to me as well. It's a good day for releasing.
Sure does. Dude, there's a ton of games right there. Well, that'll wrap up ITG Daily. Everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We'll be back again tomorrow. This is the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. But until then, I'm Drew. That's Scott.
We'll see you inside the game.